Greetings. I want to share an interview I did in Miami at Bitcoin 2023. Thomas Jeegers is quite an intellect and addresses an issue that's on everybody's mind. What's Bitcoin worth? Thomas once believed cryptocurrencies lacked fundamentals, only to recognize them as a potential catalyst for nothing short of a fourth industrial revolution. In any case, let's hear what Mr. Jeegers has to say. Anyway, I have a very special guest at the Bitcoin 2023 conference. It's Mr. Thomas Jeegers.
Hi,
bonjour,
everybody.
guten Tag. He has the most amazing mix of a German and French accent that I can't tell which it is. But anyway, he's written a very interesting book. And what is the name of the book?
Yeah, the book is called Understanding Crypto Fundamentals. It's covering the fundamentals, giving real economic value to crypto assets and specifically to Bitcoin. It also goes quite deep into all the types of valuation methods that are existing out there and all risks that are specific to crypto assets, so both financial risk and non-financial risks.
Okay, so I've always thought about this, and I want to advance a theory, support it or debunk it, and then tell me about all the other theories that are in your book about the valuation of Bitcoin. So the first is, like, when people ask what it's worth, I mean, I think it generally, in some way, reflects the value of the Bitcoin economy. Like, what is the real acceptability of it and what are people using it for? I've really used Bitcoin in my life, obviously to trade derivatives, but also to buy Amazon cards from Nigerians whom I never would have met if it weren't for these websites and Bitcoin was available. So, for instance, the value of the Mongolian dollar is relatively small. The value of the US dollar is relatively large.
Right, I think we need to differentiate between different things. Just comparing Bitcoin to currencies, to fiat currencies, is actually misleading because Bitcoin is a lot more than just a medium of payment. It is also a store of value, more like gold, real estate, or let's say rare art or plenty of other ways to keep value over the long term. So there is the store of value, there is the currency, the medium of exchange. It's also a payment rail, so add all valuation you would give to Visa, MasterCard, PayPal and so on. Then it is also the most secure cryptographic network in the world, in the sense that it is the best way to secure digital information. This also has value. There's a new book, Software by Jason Lowery, that goes into the details of that. So in the sense that it extends much beyond what people typically think of Bitcoin as either a currency or a digital asset in the sense of a store of value asset, it's a lot more than that. And if you add up the valuations of all these different things, well, the current value of Bitcoin, not its price, the current value should be much higher than what it's currently trading at.
So these things you've applied, or you've discussed, portability, durability, the ability to store it, that those would be true of the other currencies I've mentioned. In this respect, how is Bitcoin special?
You cannot compare Bitcoin to, for example, an Ethereum, Solana, Polkadot, because the logic behind it is fundamentally different. So the risks and valuation method for a proof of work crypto asset compared to a proof of stake crypto assets are fundamentally different. You do not run the same risk. You do not. So the asset do not give the same incentives towards decentralization, and this is probably the key. So with its proof of work consensus mechanism, Bitcoin is providing strong incentives to be decentralized, remain decentralized over the long run, and actually increase its decentralization. In contrast, a proof of stake crypto asset, while let's say an Ethereum is fairly decentralized currently, it does not have strong incentives to stay decentralized in the long run. The more Ethereum you stake, so the more Ethereum you have, the more power you have over the network. It's basically the richest get more powerful. For Bitcoin, it's completely different. The ones who work the most gets more powerful. So it's not depending on how many Bitcoins you have, You will not mine faster if you have more Bitcoin. You are just depending on how much you work. That's one of the incentives towards more decentralization of Bitcoin. In that sense, Bitcoin is very different, should be priced very differently, and is facing risks that are completely different from other crypto assets.
I want to ask so many questions, but I don't want to spoil it so no one reads your book. But anyway, very interesting. Thank you. So tell us your name and the name of the book so people go out and buy it.
Yeah, gladly. So my name is Thomas Jeegers, that's Jeegers, and the book is called Understanding Crypto Fundamentals. It will be released end of May, published by A-Press, part of the Spring and Nature group. You can find it on all online bookstores, Amazon, and all the others.